Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
Hello everyone, and welcome to a fabulous episode of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. Thanks for watching. It's Monday again in the grand city of National, and we're here to talk a little bit about the pilot of Supergirl. It finally premiered this past week. I'm sure all of you watched it. If you didn't, then stop what you're doing right now. Don't listen to what I'm going to say and go turn it on. The pilot's available on demand. It's probably on CBS.com, and I'm sure you can still find the leaked pilot, which was all over the internet back over the summer. Now, I myself did not partake in watching the pilot over the summer because I wanted to wait with the great anticipation until it finally premiered this past Monday, and I did. I watched it with my two little girls. We enjoyed it. They were rapt with attention. There were a few times when the younger one kind of lost focus a little bit, some of the quieter scenes, some of the talky moments, but when it got to Supergirl action, when it got to flying around, when it got to battling the bad guys, when it looked like she was in trouble, they both stared at the screen, sometimes concerned. I could tell they were wondering how it was going to go. After it was over, little Lexi, she's 5, said to me she wanted to be Supergirl for Halloween next year because she already has her costume this year. She said, when I get a little older, can I be Supergirl? I said, you can be anything you want to be, just don't go jumping off any buildings. We love girl empowerment. We love the inspiration. We love that there's a hero now on TV that can make little girls and girls growing up think that they can do great things, and I want to instill that in these girls as they grow, that they can do anything they want. But let's not be so inspired that we, do a back flip off the building while Windshot is watching us and then flip over there to laugh about it and tell him how we're Supergirl. There were lots of things to love about this. There were a few things that were a little questionable. I keep saying, and I've said this about the comics, if Superman was around, I really don't expect that he'd just stand idly by and watch as government officials shot his younger cousin with, well, she's technically older, but not older in years. It's very complicated. People ask me, they asked the girls when we were watching it, wait, she's older than him? It's a little hard to understand if you don't follow what's going on, or if you're a kid. She left her planet at an older age than when Kal-El did, but she got stuck in this version in the Phantom Zone. Sometimes it's in suspended animation, flipping around through the cosmos in her ship. Either way, it works similarly. They did it the same way on Smallville, and that was, of course, the latest introduction of her before the New 52. As far as I know, I'm not sure what they're doing in the New 52. I can't differentiate anymore. There have been so many origins for Supergirl, but the show does it so that she left Krypton at an older age. She was sent to protect her little cousin, Kal, or Kal-El, they call him. They call her Kara, and I'm okay with it. I did mention a few weeks ago that I love it when it's Kara. That's my favorite way. I think that sounds the best. It rolls off the tongue more easily. As Kara, it's not as pretty when it's said that way, to my ear, anyway. I didn't love the opening when the show started and we saw that little Krypton sequence where she was talking about who she was, and we saw the young Kara with her parents, Alora and Zor. I wasn't thrilled with it. I thought that the acting was not so hot, and I thought that the dialogue was very stilted and not naturalistic, and it seemed very melodramatic. Now, you could make an argument that comic books in general are melodrama. I do like them a little bit more based on the way people really talk. Now, they are Kryptonians, so maybe they have a more classical way of speaking, or maybe they speak in that manner, or maybe they were trying to differentiate between that and Earth. And Earth is very different from that. It's a little heightened. It's a little over the top. You got your Callista Flockhart character, which I did not love, and I knew I wasn't going to from the trailer. She pretty much does everything that she does on the show in the trailer. There isn't too much more to her character as of yet. I imagine with some criticisms that I'm hearing that it seems like everybody feels about the same way. Maybe they'll make some adjustments, or maybe they already have since filming the pilot. That's probably the worst part of the show. The other, of course, being that Superman is out And we knew Superman wasn't going to be in it, and she's the star, and it's got to be about her, and I get that, and I love her. I think it's fantastic. I love the way they did it. She is Supergirl. I buy every minute of it. I think she's great, well cast, as I said, and the effects are fantastic. I don't love the explanation that James and such are saying that he wanted you to decide for it on your own. I get that, but I think when he saw that there was a plane crashing in National City, not that he could be there every time, but he's so fast and he can fly, unless he's so busy fighting off super-powered criminals right when Kara has to fight them, I can't imagine that he would let her get beat down by a guy with an axe, or let a plane crash, or she was sent from Krypton to protect her baby cousin, and she promised her parents she was going to do it, but then when she got here, she realized he didn't need her protection anymore. Where's he protecting her? She's the young one now. She's the inexperienced one now. She's the one who needs help and guidance and friendship even, and love, and he's kind of not there. So I don't think he's really planning that. I don't think he's over there saying, well, I don't care. I just think that that's the way they had to do it because of the show that it is, and it has to star her, and he can't be around. But it would have been better like in the Supergirl movie years and years ago in '84. They said he was off planet dealing with a galactic war that was going to endanger Earth if he didn't go there and help them. So she could have her own story, but that was only a short time period. If this is going to go on for 5 or 10 years, how could you explain that he was gone that long? Jimmy, terribly cast. Now listen, Mehcad Brooks was fantastic in the role that they gave him, but it's not Jimmy Olsen. He's fine. Kara's going to have a crush on him, but Jimmy Olsen is supposed to be this kind of geeky, unsure of himself, but very good with his camera guy who follows Superman around and becomes friends with him. I get that Superman's been around for like 10 years or something, so Jimmy would have grown up a bit, obviously sure of himself and hunky, and she's into him because he is that way. It's just not normally how you think of Jimmy. I'm not even talking about a white guy with freckles and red hair. He's a black guy. That's obviously changing the character there, but he's also just a whole different character type in personality and attitude. But again, the way he's written on this show, Mehcad was fine, but it's not who most people think of as Jimmy, attitude-wise. Win shot, I just recently heard that they've cast the older Toyman, his father. So this is Win, this is the younger Win shot. So Winslow Shot is still going to have been an established villain for Superman, I assume. And we're going to see how that goes on. So I'm liking a lot of what I'm hearing. I love the battles. I love the action. I love the effects. I thought they were great. And mostly, I thought the show was very inspirational. I thought it was emotional. I thought it had a ton of heart. And I thought that they portrayed Kara perfectly. She was everything a super family member should be. She was everything a Supergirl should be. They got everything right. I'm not sure why she's wearing glasses already since the super personality wasn't yet established, if she had normal eyes or if she even had super eyes from the moment she came to Earth. I don't think she would need glasses, but they did the same thing on Lois and Clark. He just had glasses even before he established his Superman identity. Not sure why they wouldn't explain that or have something. I've read that they said they cut a scene from the pilot where they do explain why she's wearing them. It helped her to control her vision, which I always thought was the thing they could have done with Clark on Lois and Clark, but they never did. So I'm not sure, but I loved a lot of it. There is some question as to why they went so heavy with the villain on the first episode. In other words, she's very untrained, she's very inexperienced. She says she hasn't even flown in years, and they got her fighting a very super powerful villain who almost kills her in the very first episode. So if they're just going to do that every episode, it almost seems like it'll just be more of the same, and they already gave us the biggest, a big giant threat right off the bat. And then, of course, little surprise at the end, her mother's twin sister is sort of pulling the strings behind these villains who have crashed from the Phantom Zone. We are kind of now overpopulated. It's kind of the same thing with the Smallville thing where they use the meteor rocks to give everybody powers. Here they just have all these criminals from the Phantom Zone. And in the voiceover, I guess they said it's the most nefarious, dangerous criminals from the galaxy were sent here. So it's not just Kryptonians. Vartox, the guy she fought here, was not a Kryptonian. He says to her, on my planet, women kneel to men. And she says, well, this isn't your planet, which I just love. And I like that she beat him. I like that they came up with the plan. I like that her and Alex are on good terms now. And Hank Henshaw didn't bother me in terms of some people have said, here we go, we're going to have the over-the-top government official who doesn't like mutants or doesn't like superpowered people. I actually thought it made sense. His job is to protect the world against alien threats, and she is an alien and could be a threat. So he's going to be suspicious of those types of individuals. That's what he should be doing. I'm really looking forward to next Monday and Mondays thereafter. I've heard that the pilot got incredible ratings and did really well. Surprises me, and I hope it continues to have great ratings. I'm sure they'll drop off a little. That's a normal thing. Don't get too excited if they do. But it's double, almost triple what some of these Gothams and Arrows and Flashes get. So I'm very happy about that. I'm loving it. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to next Monday. Is it Monday yet? I hope it comes soon. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And remember, always look up in the sky.